Okay. Hopefully you can see a screen with 3 questions on it. If you can you just type very quickly? Yes, we can see it. These are our starter questions. Good morning, Hedva. Yes, you can see it. Okay, so very quickly, you can type in the chat box the answers. Question 1, question 2, question 3. All you need to do in the chat box. Oh, you can't see me anymore, can you? I don't know if you can actually, maybe you can. Is put number 1, dot, and then write the answer there. Write the answer somewhere there in the chat box. Question 1, just a starter question. How many counters for number 1 and number 2? And which representations show 6? So for number 3, you might want to just use the colors. You could write the colors to identify which of those representations show 6. Right, so Cara says there's 10 in number 2. Sergo says 10 for number 2. Hetva, well done. Starting off nice and easy, I hope. What about number 3? Which representations show 6? Sergo, I'm not sure when you say 3. Oh, is that question 3 you're responding to? Because you put 3 in there, but I'm not sure. Brooke is saying 60. Right, Cara, wonderful. Cara says the first one, the first blue, the green under it, and the yellow show 6. Okay, going to move on. So there are, in number 1, obviously you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counters. Now, I shouldn't have to count them in ones because when I look at them, I know straight away that there's 5. I'm glad that you can see, Joaria. Number 2, there's now 2 rows of 5. Remember, we've talked about rows and columns before. There's 2 rows of 5, so there's 10 altogether. And in number 3, you can see the representations. Cara was correct. You can see the 3 images that show or represent 6. We've got 1 row of 6. We've got the green one represented by 2 rows of 3 and 3 columns of 2. And we've got the yellow one represented with 3 rows of 2 and 2 rows of 3. Well done to all of you. I hope it was a typo when you put 60 in there. Okay, let's move on. So we're going to start our lesson. Well done for that warm-up. So we're going to start by looking at some arrays, as I said before when we started the lesson. My question to you is, how many tarts can you see? Type it in the chat box. What can you see? Well done, Cara. Mahmood's, she's just firing away. Mahmood's saying 6, well done. Brooke is saying 6, super. One more response. Sergo says 6, well done. Yes, you are absolutely right. Did you have to count them? Did you count them in ones? You might have seen 2 groups of 3.
Nope.
1 group, 2 groups. Or you might have seen 3 groups of 2. 1 group, 2 group, 3 groups. How about this? How many cakes can you see? Joker, you were right. Yes, there were 6. But how did you see them? Did you count them in ones? Or are you counting them in rows and columns? Super. Everybody's saying 10. You're absolutely right. Can you tell me, Cecilia, you say you can't see cakes? Well, what do you see? Are you seeing nothing at the moment? You'll have to check. Everybody else can see, I'm afraid, so I can't help you at the moment. Just figure out what's happening on your computer. Okay, well done. Now you can. Super. Okay, so you say there's 10 altogether. Can you just type in there, did anybody count in ones? If you didn't, type no. Well done, Joaria. Joaria, Mahmood, can you just tell us how you counted? How did you count? Brooke, I'll be interested to know how you counted as well. My computer is definitely lagging. Joaria, she counted in rows. Joaria, can you tell me what rows you can see and how many altogether? You can see rows of 5. Are you sure? Rows of 5? Remember we talked about columns and rows in class, and I've just mentioned it before in the last looking at the jam tarts. So how many rows can you see? 1. Oh, yes. How many columns can you see? 2 columns. Well done. We've got 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2, 4 groups of 2, 5 groups of 2. All together, 2 groups of 5. All together, 10. Anyone tell me, what is an array? What is an array? Just type it in your chat box. What is an array? If actually, Brooke, if you want to just wave, I can't see my wave on my screen. You can unmute your mic and explain to everybody else what an array is. Mahmood, you could have a go because I can see your face. What is an array? The question was, what is an array? I haven't asked how many altogether at this moment. Can anyone tell me? If you don't know, then say you don't know. That's fine. Is it when you put it into groups? You are on the right track. Absolutely, Cecilia. Anybody else want to add to what Cecilia says? Mahmood says he doesn't know. That's great. That's why we're here to learn. Cara doesn't know either. Okay. This will explain the homework. Okay, so I'll move on then. So an array is a set of objects which have been arranged into rows and columns. The columns are like this, yeah, going from top to bottom, and the rows go from left to right, okay, across. Okay, they're arranged in a way that makes them equal in each row and in each column. So it can't be an array if the numbers are not equal in each row and each column. This can represent, we can use repeated addition. Whoever's that, can you just mute your mic, please? We can represent this by using repeated addition or multiplication. As I said, columns go from top to bottom. Each column has the same number of objects. Okay, so having said that, how many is in one column? How many is in one column? Sergo, that's not appropriate. You wouldn't be laughing out loud in class. So please, can you restrain yourself on the chat? Thank you. In one column, remember, columns go from top to bottom, rows go across. How many is in one column? Well done, Joaria. Well done, Caro. We've got 2. Yeah. How many is in one row? How many is in one row? Well done. Well done, Cara. Brooke, yes, I think you're a bit delayed, but yes, you're right. 2 in one column and 6 in one row. Okay, so that's the first row of 6 and the second row of 6. 2 rows of 6 altogether totals what? What is the total? 12. Well done, Jogi. Okay. So this can be represented using a repeated addition. We've got 6, add 6, which totals 12. And we can also say 2 multiplied by 6 totals 12. One group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups of what? 6 groups of what? 6 groups of 2. Well done, Mahmood. Anybody else? Well done, Cara. And we can also represent the 6 groups as repeated addition. So we've got 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 altogether is 12. That can also be represented as 6 lots of 2. 6 multiplied by 2 equals 12. Product is 12. What about this one? You have a go at this one. How do you see this array? Can you write down 2 different repeated addition and 2 different multiplication equations to represent this array? And that's why I was saying, if you have, because I can't see you, unfortunately, I can see Mahmood. He's the only one I can see. So if you type it into the chat box, Brooke says you've put 2, 2, 2, 2. Right, so Brooke, you need to be careful. Brilliant. Cecilia's given me 4 multiplied by 2. Why is Cecilia giving me 4 multiplied by 2? What can Cecilia see? Can the rest of you explain? Hedva's giving me repeated addition. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Well done. We also have another option. We've got 4 plus 4. And we've also got 4 multiplied by 2. So it's 2 rows, gives us a total of 8. Well done. There we go. Just showing them all to you. So 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2, 4 groups of 2. Okay, so 4 multiplied by 2. And the repeated addition for each of those, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8. And 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. Does anybody notice? Look at my mouse. What does anyone notice? Hedva saying it's 2 times 4. Absolutely right. Does anybody notice anything? Any patterns or anything like that? If you notice, you've got 2 multiplied by 4, and then it's reversed. It's 4 multiplied by 2. So these are commutative. Do you remember that word in class? Commutative. It means it doesn't matter which way round we multiply, put the numbers, we will always get the same product, okay, which is 8. So we've got the factors, 2 and 4, which gives us a total of 8. Well done, Juwaria. It's commutative. Well done. I'm giving you a house point. By the way, I am giving you house points on your homework as well. All I want you to do is keep a note of them, keep it inside your red book so that you can tell me at the end of the week. Email it to me, how many house points you've been given altogether, and we can still keep a track of them. There's no harm in us making sure we're still winners. Okay, let's move on. So what if we add one more pair? Is it still an array? If we add one more pair, is it still an array? So we've got, well done, Mahmood said they both have the same answer. Juwaria, Cecilia, Cara, and Mahmood are all saying no. Fantastic. But tell me why. Why is it no longer an array if we add one more pair? Anybody? Type it in the chat. Fantastic. Well done. So we've got 3 people saying it's because it is not. 4 people saying because it is not equal. Well done. So Tiny, he's a character from our Maths Mastery. He says you can't make an array because 9 is an odd number. Is he right? Now, what I'd like you to do is, if you manage to get your rice grains or your little cubes and so on, get 9 of them and see if you can make an array. Is Tiny right? Can you make an array? He said you can't. Is he right? Can we make an array with an odd number? Cecilia is saying yes. Joga's saying yes. Mahmood saying yes. Henva says no. Henva, do you have some things that you can count? Were you able to get some? I did ask everybody at the start. If not, not to worry. Sergo says yes. Sergo, can you tell me what array can you make with the number of 9 objects? What array can you make? If Sergo, not Sergo, then anybody else. What array can you make? So can you show me the repeated addition and the multiplication equation? Yes, well done, Hedva. 3 by 3. Cara, 3 by 3. Well done. So is Tiny right? Can we make arrays with odd numbers? Well, is Tiny wrong, I should say, because he's saying something that's not right. Yeah, absolutely. Well done. There you go. 3 rows of 3 and 3 columns of 3. And we have 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9. And 3 multiplied by 3 equals 9. Gives us the product 9. Okay, now the next 4 questions are on the slide. They're also on your homework on BGFL platform, so you can have a look at them here. We can talk about them. Well, we're not going to talk about them because otherwise I'll run out of time. But have a look at them here. They're exactly what we've been looking at in the lesson. Okay, so you'll be required to write the repeated addition and write the multiplication sentence and the total of pairs. The time has slipped away, so I'm going to skip through the first 4 questions. You can do them on your homework, and as I said, I will mark them as soon as I get to them. I'd like you to draw an array to represent 5 multiplied by 3. In your book, can you draw an array that represents 5 multiplied by 3? Ahan, you're saying I was waiting. What do you mean? You were waiting to come in? You can just enter. Sergo, you don't need to have a conversation now during my lesson. Thank you. Good to see you here, Ahan. You need to be, you just need to, I think you just need to click the button to join. That's all you need to do. The meeting's always open. When I come online, then you come online as well from 10:20. Is that okay, Ahan? Who has managed to draw an array that represents 5 multiplied by 3? Well done, Cecilia. Cecilia, can you describe Jawari? Well done. Mahmood, well done. Hedva, good. Hedva's giving me the repeated addition. So that means, Hedva, you're giving me 3 groups of 5. Oh, they said someone will let you in. I'm sorry, Ahan, I'm still getting used to this. I've set it up so that you can just join straight away from now on, okay? Well done, Hedva. 5 multiplied by 3. What does that look like as an array? So can I have 5 groups of 3? Well done, Cara. What's the other one? We've got 5 groups of 3. What's the other one? What is the other one? 3 groups of 5. Well done, Mahmood. Fantastic. And you can see them here. Got 3 rows of 5 and 5 columns of 3. 3 groups of 3. Sorry, 3 groups of 5 and 5 groups of 3. Now, if we were in class, we'd have our counters now, and I'd be asking you to see how many arrays you could make with 16 counters. The link is your times tables. This is why you need to go on that times tables Rockstars every day and make sure that you are doing them so that you know your times tables. Okay, so if you've got your rice grains or anything that you can count, can you make an array? And if you can, how many arrays can you make? Sergio says 4 by 4. Well done, Sergio. You're really on it. Very sharp. A house point to you. Any others? Mahmood, you can make 2 arrays. What are they? What are the 2 arrays that you can make? 8 multiplied by 2 is another one. Well done. Well done, Jawaria. You can make 6 arrays. Is that right, Mahmood? That's amazing. Can you type them in, Mahmood, to tell me what they are?
Hello?
Brooke, you need to mute your mic. Can I mute? I don't know how to mute you. If I could mute you, Brooke, I would. I think tomorrow I'm going to figure out how to do it. Brooke, you need to be silent, please. 2 multiplied by 8, well done. 1 multiplied by 16, well done, Sergo. Fantastic. Brooke, mute your mic, please.
Not me, why?
Let's have a look. So there's Sergo's array. 1 multiplied by 16 and 16 multiplied by 1.
Hello?
I can, and everyone can hear you.
My computer's not working.
Be quiet.
I can't do anything. I don't know. I need to tell Dad. I don't know. Okay,
sorry about that. I'm totally distracted. All over the place. Up and down. So we've got 2 multiplied by 8, 8 multiplied by 2. Is this an array? Is this an array? How do I? Look, I'm going to tell you now. Cara says no. Anybody else? Ahan says no. Can you explain? Mr. Davies.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Could Miss Miller wave at Leah?
This is Michael.
Of course.
That's the name, Mrs. Michael.
Sergo, no. Okay, great. Can someone explain in the chat box what? In fact, can you unmute and explain why this is not an array? if Brooke's chatting away, so let's have someone else. I'm so sorry, Cara. I don't know how to throw him off the lesson. If I could, I would. He's actually just swinging around in his chair right now. Saying, you can't hear me either, Joaria. Mr. Davis. So now I've got louder, sorry.
Aaron's sister did all of that.
Mr. Davis, can you give me some instructions as to how I can mute Brooke?
Big sister. Small sister.
Sarah, don't be shy.
No idea. Of course, big sister.
That's the accident.
They always disconnected. You know.
Okay, so
Go on the thing they went on. What thing?
don't do the conversation why she's shy.
Miss, I can't hear you. Press that. Can you do it? Miss, I can't hear you. Whoa!
KK. Okay, you're not actually on a WhatsApp now, yeah? So remember, you're in class, so we speak sensibly. I know, Brooke. But we can hear you and you serving everyone. Okay, I'm going to move on. This lesson coming to an end and we're out of time. I don't want to. So you're absolutely right. It is not an array. No one's explained why it's not an array. I'm really sorry that it's a shame. Oh, thank you, Cara. Cara, I'm giving you a record of achievement. They are not equal rows. They're not equal rows. They're not equal columns, are they? Because in the top, you can see we've got a row of 3, but at the bottom, we've got a row of 4. So that cannot be array and an array. Excuse me, my tongue's being twisted now. Well done. But we can make an array of 4 by 4. And I think it was Cara at the beginning who identified that we could do an array of 4 by 4. Okay, so you have the opportunity now to make arrays. Oh, sorry, not array, sorry. Let me just go back. Can anyone notice a pattern? Does anyone notice a pattern? Look at the top one. We've got 16 multiplied by 1, 8 multiplied by 2. Can you see any relationship between the numbers? Cecilia, you say you can. Can you type quickly what they are? Joelle, you're absolutely right. They are all 16, but I didn't say what's the same about them. I asked you what pattern you can see. Is there any pattern that you can see? Cecilia, can you explain what it might be? Cara, you say half. Half is 2 half of 1, or is it 16 half of, is 8 half of 16? Which one's in it? Which one is it? Sorry. They halve every time, you're right. Yeah, 16, 8 is half of 16, and 4 is half of 8. And what about the other side? What do you notice about the other side? They halve on one side. And what's the opposite of halving? What do they do on the other side? They double. Well done. There we go. Superb. And you can see half of the 16 would give us 2 groups of 8. And half of the 8 would give us 2 groups of 4. 2 groups of, yeah, 2 groups of 8, sorry. That's me going nuts. Yeah, 2 groups of, what am I saying? 4 groups of 4. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, I'm going to end the lesson there. Now that you've finished with me, you can go off and you should be able to do your work quite easily. There's lots of extensions because once you get the hang of this, it's fun to just have a play with the numbers. So there's extension work there if you want to do that as well. And I will be checking your homework today. As I said, Mahmood, I've looked at all of your work, so you can go back and start to edit and improve the work that you've done already. And there's a few of you as well, but I'm not going to go through the list. Going to say bye-bye. you can unmute your mics and say bye-bye to each other. Mr. Davis, if you want to...